Hello, Michael.
Check. Feel good. All right. Sounds good.
All right, let's see what happens.
Oh, the chat. We didn't tell them about the chat.
On YouTube?
Usually all of them come through here. If you go, you see at the bottom right where it says
Yeah,
chat.
there's just a little
When
chat button
the
right there.
blue
That'll pop
dots
up.
start. It
Where
usually
he-
pulls from YouTube and Twitter and everything.
Here?
Bottom right,
All the
yeah,
way
the
down.
last one. There you go.
There you go.
And it'll just pop up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then y'all can just see it from here, or does
Yeah.
it show up on the little...
It'll show
If
up
you
on
like click on it, you can
Oh, then
highlight
it'll-
stuff
okay.
and like bring it up.
Got it. Cute. It's not showing live yet. It might take a minute.
Chat. Sounds good.
Oh.
See what happens. Oh, the chat. We didn't tell them about the chat.
I think that's good because you're probably not like even really in your microphone there.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, Shane, we're getting started. Hold on, buddy. Let's go.
Shane Bridges. Thank you, Shane.
All right,
Thank you, Huge. Are we live?
we are live. We're not muted.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Are we ready,
All right,
boys?
yeah, start the show.
Yeah, let's do it.
Start the show, Grant. You're cutting us off.
Oh, that was early. That's okay.
That's
That's
early,
okay. Pot of
Maybe
gold.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
That's
let's-
good.
In and out.
Yeah.
We don't need that. Maybe we won't get copyright strike on YouTube for that. Pot of gold. Welcome back. I'm Brett. I'm here with Mike. Grant, the intern in a foreign land.
Yeah, we were reading a lot on the websites. We took a lot of shit. Once again. No, this is a Grantism. I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
Someone in there said-
30 seconds in. Tiger droppings is pissing me the fuck off.
I've given them a lot of time the past 24 hours. No, but somebody said Grant, get Grant out of there, and we listened, and so
Changes have been made.
changes have been made. Jonah is on the sticks tonight, filling in.
Shout out Jonah, new producer in the booth. So get the chat active. Let's have some fun.
No, Grant's boots on the ground in Oxford. He's trying to get some picks. He could not join us tonight, and that's fine.
I do really
He's doing
wish.
reconnaissance.
I do really wish that the person that was like in the bushes taking pictures, if we were just like, that's our guy.
Yeah, he was running through an airport to catch a flight to Europe. And he's like, I got to sprint now. He's texting me this, giving me live updates.
That's
I was
sprinting.
like, dude, just film yourself sprinting and then tweet about it and say that you're on the hunt. Like you're running through the Oxford airport right now, making sure you
Layla!
figure out who it is. Who was escorting Layla around? Are we sure this was Layla?
I think
Apparently
we're sure.
so.
I think we're sure.
Apparently so. We didn't squash any rumors today on Pat McAfee.
Well, let's go through game
Yeah.
flow. Let's go through
Yeah.
game flow. Arkansas, LSU, 23. No, I'm just kidding. It's been a while since we've been here. We're gonna get in studio last week, and kind of the week just got away from us.
No one died. Sorry, Joe.
One time, I laughed so hard when you just hit him with it. Someone died.
Listen, I mean, people need excuses, and no one's gonna mess with that one. So,
yeah.
leave us alone.
You can't really respond to that one. No, the week just kind of got away from us, and life happens, and you don't get in here, but feels good to be back. Obviously, LSU loses to Alabama and beats Arkansas.
Hold on. We're getting critiques on the mics. Not audio sounds like y'all are in a room, not the actual microphones. Matthew Sparks.
All right, will you, where it's like the little mute button down there, hit the drop down.
Yeah.
Roaster.
How about now,
How
Matthew?
about now in the chat? Bring us up, boys. Honestly, that's an impressive. Was coming straight from the MacBook. That's impressive.
That's crazy that this many people heard us through the MacBook.
sound that bad.
But hopefully we sound. a
Pot
lot
of gold.
better.
Welcome back. I'm Brett. I'm here with Mike. Look, we'll give the minute, but I think they're gonna tell us that the mics are good now.
Matthew's fucking pumped right now. Like I fixed that shit.
Yes. Shout out to Matthew. Good job checking the chat, Grant. Fixed. Look at that.
Beautiful.
We did it, boys.
All right, let's go. Yeah, Layla Kiffin visits Baton Rouge.
So you wanted to talk shit about Tiger droppings?
Well, because they said
I'm
they,
kidding.
They
I'm kidding.
said Grant needed to get out of there. They also said we're gay.
Dude,
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I cannot tell you the joy it brought me to wake up at 6:50 on a whatever Monday morning, let's call it.
Yeah.
And it's Grant in the group chat posting the Tiger droppings article. And, you know, I skimmed the first and I'm like, I think this dude is like, obviously like trolling, whatever.
Sure.
I don't care.
Neil's
And
a
just
bitch.
the first comment I read is they're gay. And I just died laughing. I was like, what a great way to start your work week or what, I don't even know what day it was, but it put me in a great
Well,
mood. I
it's
was just
always-
chuckling about that for
anytime
hours.
I cancel, something like this fucking happens.
Yeah.
You can take a week off. Grant can be absent forever. But if we call the pod because I have to do something, Grant immediately has to send any negative feedback possible.
Yes.
Like it's
Guys, they were itching
see?
for it. See,
This is what I tell you every time you've got something more important. Anyway, we're back.
it just cracked me up. We've been doing this for so long, and like I know that there's people who don't like us, but just like that just brought me such joy to be like, I listen, they're just gay. And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah,
Shout
that's
out
great.
to, you know, we love the Tiger droppings people. Who cares?
Well, speaking of, I mean, yesterday in general was outrageous.
A wild day.
Outrageous. I think we can start the show by let's address some of the rumors.
Yeah.
Right. Like there is a long list of just things that have started to happen back and forth. At the end of the day, though, moral of the story is it's clear cut. LSU is going all in. Chips are in the middle of the table for Lane Kiffin, right? Florida, no secret. They're all in.
Yeah.
Is that the cleaners?
Yeah, I think so. I was
Okay.
just, dude, the chat is spicy. There's a lot of,
I didn't know if like the
F-words
chat
and
was
stuff in
talking all
there.
of a sudden. I'm like, how are they coming through?
The MacBook.
Yeah, no, but Florida's obviously all the way in as well.
Yeah.
And it's funny, the media is kind of vouching for Florida. Like, I don't know if you've caught that. Like, not a lot of people are, except for Joel Klatt. Like, Klatt's like LSU would be the job.
It feels like they're doing the whole, like, they can't get away with this. They can't keep, it's like the Breaking Bad. They can't keep getting away with
Yeah,
this.
like-
We take Brian Kelly, granted didn't work. Now we're getting Lane Kiffin. It's like, we told you we're taking the top guys.
Well, I think it's more of like your governor has a funny voice.
Can you
guys
believe-
cannot do this? Like, he screwed it up, remember?
I will say, and it just, I don't know exactly what it is, but it brings me just an extra amount of joy that every tweet I see from Ole Miss people, whether they're pissed off, we don't want you, or how could you ever want to leave to go to Baton Rouge? Every single one of them has the country of Trinidad in the flag in their bio. And it just cracks me up every time.
It's true.
And it's like, I know, get behind your guy, but it's just, I don't know. It's just something about it just makes it even extra special that they're like, he can't do this to us.
Here's the deal. And you said it before we started recording. Brandon Walker's take, I think, is the take.
I agree.
It is the correct take. Lane Kiffin loves this
Yes.
shit. And we all know that. We knew that going into this.
Nothing makes Lane happier than catching an egg bowl ultimatum.
But Lane's jumped the shark now.
100%.
He fucked up. He
Yes.
kept this going
Too cute on Twitter.
little too long.
You got to go, like, honestly, the pro move would have been for him
Silence.
to go radio silence.
Silent.
Yes.
But instead, he's doing 6-7s. he's roaming parking lots with his hoodie.
Yes.
As if like he just got off the field. So maybe that's an old photo from 2 days ago.
Or it's the office is bugged, so he's got to talk to Jimmy Sexton in the parking lot.
He just got off the plane from Baton Rouge. He wasn't here. But there's a lot of stuff going on right now. But Lane, dude, I don't know how you are an Ole Miss fan watching this and just being like, please come
You're
through.
the 6th ranked team in the country.
When he signs that extension, they're gonna kick down the door and be like, "That's my dog."
Yes.
Like right now, they
Yes.
hate him.
Yes.
They're like, "Freaking do something, man! Like, come on, vouch for us." It's Oxford.
Are you kidding me? Have you been to Baton Rouge?
I just love. Listen, I get it, no doubt. Right, quality of life between Baton Rouge and Oxford. I understand that, but guys, it's still Oxford, Mississippi.
It's the job.
It's still Oxford, Mississippi, and we're talking about the LSU head coaching job. We're talking about the Florida head coaching job. Gainesville sucks too.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Miami Beach here.
Yeah, exactly. We're not between like SoCal, Miami. Like, we're not doing that. It's like, sure, Oxford's fine, whatever. So is
Yeah.
Baton Rouge. It's fine. These guys
It's
can go
fine
wherever
for
they
the
want.
people that are going to make $15 million a year.
Yeah, I think
You're going
we'll
to
be
find
okay.
a gated community.
Yeah. I wish I would have bookmarked it because I saw the funniest tweet I've seen in a long time this morning, and it was in response to like, the new thing here is LSU fans and Ole Miss fans going back and forth of like 68,000 in your stadium. That's it. Ha ha. Whatever. I don't care. Ole Miss's stadium is not in that like top SEC tier, whatever. But some guy just starts going with a bunch of math facts of like per capita. And he's like, actually, it's more impressive that 68K would go to Ole Miss game because there's only 22,000 in the city and all these people. Baton Rouge has it was just like, it just cracked me up. I'll have to go find it and send it to you because he just like, actually, it's more impressive. Like, I know you guys get 100K in there, but like a lot of people live in Baton Rouge. That was it. It was the same thing for Gainesville. It was so funny. It was like we're at that point of the coaching search now.
The coaching search has certainly ramped up, and especially the board that everyone reads for coaching searches and coaching changes. It's incredible content right now. It's tough. It's like you're in a Black Mirror episode where you're just like, this can't be happening, but like it could happen.
Oh, it could happen.
This might happen.
And
this post might be real. And I get it. We're supposed to, as members of content creation in the LSU world, sit here and say everything on there is fake and nothing on there is true. But we're all there.
There's a lot of sources.
We're all in there.
There's a lot of sources.
We're hoping that the one time something does happen, we can be like, yeah, that crazy website I look at, knew it.
Yeah.
Called it 2 days ago.
I don't believe Lane is coming to LSU.
Because he's trolling everybody and he's the master troll. At this point in time, I'm still relevant.
Yep.
All eyes on me as long as possible because I'm getting knocked out in the first round.
But like, again, so like I'm in the camp of I don't believe Lane's coming, but I also feel like this reminds me a lot of when the news of Blake Baker coming to LSU started getting hot. And you see all these Missouri fans are like, we're a better program than LSU. I feel like we might be right in that zone where like Ole Miss is going to get that little bit of punch in the mouth of reality that like, yeah, sure, Lane has got you guys, relevant, but like you're still not in that tier. And it's like I just have that same feeling and I kind of think he's going to Florida. I kind of think there's just that little bit in me. And I just don't know. I don't think
That's why he wears the visor.
I don't think he loves Spurrier.
Here's why he goes to Florida, right? They got a divorce in 2016. Her whole family lives in Florida. Her father's a Florida guy. Everyone said that. I don't know to what extent. I think that's kind of overblown. Like I don't know if he was some Florida legend, like everyone's saying, but the connection is there enough. But I think if you're trying to sell to the world that your image is back and you're grounded in humility and humbleness, like he's spouting that stuff off in documentaries. He's lost a lot of weight. He does yoga,
hot yoga.
He doesn't eat desserts, dropped alcohol, the whole thing. I don't know if this is more for a potential job or his potential marriage being rekindled.
Sometimes to go forward, you have to go back.
And so if that's the case, do you take a job that's in his eyes maybe equal, right?
Yeah.
It might be one of those deals where we're like, I'm Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
I can make Florida just as good as LSU.
Correct.
Right. And I can also make Layla and the family happy. And that's what's most important to me right now in my life is making them happy. So, or he stays at Ole Miss and he's just like, I've had my moment in the sun. Maybe they get the NIL collective to a point that he wants it and
expand that stadium,
expand that playoff. So we're always in the dance and we always have a chance. So why do I need to go challenge myself at Florida or LSU? But it's also one of those deals where you pick the goggles back on and be like, it's fucking LSU.
It's LSU.
Like you wanted this job.
And Lane knows that. Lane is
you can be the Saban guy that went to LSU and now you can have the statues because you're going to win multiple here.
Yeah.
And like this could be your sunset.
And like, I don't even know. It just, I feel like Lane, as much as anybody, understands like the hierarchy of how college football goes. And that kind of brings me to what I was going to say. You mentioned playoff. It's kind of fucking crazy to me that Lane Kiffin's been relevant in football for, I don't know, let's call it 15 years, probably longer. the last time he was about to be a coordinator in a national championship
20
game,
plus years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oakland Raiders.
he leaves.
Mhm.
Doesn't coach in the national championship. So now are we going to say the first time he's actually like a head coach and has this shot in the playoffs, he's just like, after the Egg Bowl, guys, it's see you later. Joe Judge is going to take you guys in the playoffs. It's fucking insane. Like
Well,
his life is college football, and he's like, all he wants to
I
do is
know.
win. And then he's
Right.
just going to be like, actually, I think I could probably do it over there, though. It's
But
kind of
you're
crazy.
there, right?
You're already here.
Right. Yeah. So that's why I agree with you. I think if I had to bet, my bet is that he's staying at Ole Miss.
And Jimmy Sexton's telling you, hey, Texas might be open in a year or two.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
Alabama plays Oklahoma every week, they'll be open in a year or two.
You just never know. But
But are you the hot name in 3 years? Like, I think that's obviously what you're weighing. You have two, let's call it nicely, two top 10 programs that are begging you.
Yeah.
So are you going to be like, actually, I'm going to wait for two other top programs?
do you believe anything that's come out of, hey, this is probably happening on Thursday and it's pretty much a done deal. It's wrapped up. It'll be announced this week.
No, because we heard that on Friday morning. That Sunday it was done deal, and Lane was going to Florida. And then it's like, well, things have changed, guys. It's like nothing's changed.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing's changed. Maybe Jimmy Sexton and crew floated that out there, so his trip to Baton Rouge got a couple extra million tacked onto it, but nothing's changed. And so I don't think anything's changed today. I think if Lane would have been taking the LSU job, we probably would have heard it by now. Not saying it's still not available.
We're hearing it like crazy around town.
Around town, dude. Talk about Grant. Lot of chatter on campus.
Don't bring it up.
Oh, what's the chatter? Nothing. You should have heard the rumblings outside of the stadium.
What was that about?
What were they saying? Oh, just stuff.
Jeez. That's why we kicked him out.
That's why he's
Jonah's
gone.
here. That's why he's enjoying himself back there. Are you looking enough stuff up, Jonah?
Yeah, let's see what's in the. Is anybody in the chat? What's going on?
You
in the
don't
chat?
need to do much on there. You're good.
Yeah,
man.
you're good.
You're good. Watching Naked. I like the dedication. Shane. Okay, Shane. Or is he responding?
Up on the big screen.
Grant Callahan about
it.
to jump in the shower. That's what it is. But I got you on the big screen. Be right back. All right, Grant Callahan.
Freshwater era. I don't know. I mean, and I listened to a little bit of Hester and Flynn this morning, and Flynn was kind of like, why would you want the guy who's going to do this to you? And it's like,
he's doing it to Ole Miss.
LSU's. Oh, that was me.
That was you.
That was
though.
on me.
That
He
was you, though.
hit me. LSU is just not a job you really do that for unless it's like the NFL. And if Lane wants to go to the NFL, have fun. It's like, I'm so torn on what I want.
Can we
give a shout out to Frank Wilson just in general? Like, he's not going to be
great
the
job,
head coach.
Great job to Frank. Round of applause for Frank.
Yes.
But it ends there.
Yeah.
All right. We love Frank.
Stay on staff, buddy.
Don't ever make me have to feel like I have to get mad at Frank Wilson.
Let him be assistant to the regional manager for Lane Kiffin for life.
Yeah. And everyone knows how glorious this job is and how much of a pay bump it would be, all that. So of course Frank's trying.
Yeah.
I mean, when they give him a spotlight at the end of the game and he's like, it means everything to me, and the camera cuts away, he's like, everything. And like they didn't catch the second one.
And he was like,
he paused so long in
Yeah.
the moment. He's not acting, but like he's making sure that moment is caught.
And to his credit, I don't feel like this is an Ed Orgeron situation where he's like, I want this job. I want this job. I'm sure in these meetings he's saying he wants it, but it's not this like public.
You don't think he asked Caden Durham to give him a hug?
I was going there, and then you started talking again, so I stopped. But yeah, hey Caden, look, I'm gonna be in here for about 15 minutes. Let's say
10.
Yeah, give at the 10-minute mark. Come in here. No, look, man. I mean, we love Frank, and I hope he stays on the LSU staff forever. But yeah, not as a heck. But again, it's crazy how flawed this team is. Just a block punt, everything. We're not even going to mention his name because it's just it's over.
What?
But
Bauer caught a touchdown.
Bauer did catch a touchdown.
But
Shout out to him.
he's screwing up at every single position that he goes in on. Special team, like blocking a punt, right? Our punt team, punt
Yeah.
return team.
That's as
tight
good a
end.
laugh as there's two of the best laughs I've had. Mike and I watched the game, the early slate after a little early morning golf session on Saturday. And two things just tickled us beyond belief. And it was the Bauer Sharp,
Yeah.
I think we even came back from commercial after the touchdown. Like, here's what happened. Bauer Sharp busted out laughing.
Yeah.
Second, then probably the best thing I've seen in months is old police officer chasing down Nick Harbor in the tunnel.
It doesn't get any better.
Tears in my eyes for minutes.
That's great.
That's as good a laugh as I've had in a long time. You
Oh.
want to fucking go to jail? You want
Dude,
to go to jail right now?
We laughed for a good 20 minutes crying. And then the next day, I'm like scrolling Twitter, and Ryan Clark's like, "This is unacceptable."
Yeah, of course.
And I'm just like, fuck, dude, we were just getting after it yesterday.
Oh, that couldn't have been funnier. Just for no reason at all. The police officer.
Get out!
Yeah.
Out!
I'll fuck you up,
But
buddy.
the best part was that he just nails the dude, 27,
17, I think.
or whatever. Like, just nothing to do with Harbor. He's like, y'all want to fuck with
Yeah.
me? It was great. Dude. That was out of control. Losing his mind. It was the funniest just collapse of mental judgment that you've seen in a while.
Shout out Beamer. Can't wait to see that on the Netflix doc.
Arkansas seems like a Beamer move. Arkansas is probably like, no way. Nose up.
I don't know. Sometimes you forget the Arkansas job's open, and then random people on Twitter, Brandon Walker being one of them, is like, it's gonna blow your mind.
Where did you get the tickle to look that up?
Cliff Kingsbury, you checking in on the
No,
Cliff?
that's a great segue. I didn't know where you got that from. I thought that was in your head. Okay. No, but Florida has been floating around Kingsbury. We talked about that a couple days ago together. Destined to part ways, according to this article. The Commanders' offensive coordinator possibly looking for another destination, and some of these big time jobs have floated that idea, one of which being Florida. I think everybody is floating the contingency plan.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is today we're all in on Dillingham.
Yeah.
Right. Where maybe Florida is starting that, like, hey, Kingsbury could slap here.
Billy Gonzalez with Cliff Kingsbury. Are you kidding me?
I think we do need to. I don't know if Kiffin's going to be dominating this episode, so we don't need to say we're moving on from Kiffin. He'll be back in the fold. I do want to start talking about the backup plans, because some of these backup plans are really good.
Yeah.
And I want to stress this, that our floor is Drinkowitz right now.
I was just about to say, don't hate me for this. I don't know that I would be super upset with Drinkowitz.
I would be super upset, but it would expire. I
could convince myself
there's an expiration date on the outrage
that this dude is going to live in the stadium, and he's going to be all in.
Yeah.
And I can convince myself of that. I think he's the last one.
I just think he's going to take some heat for a while. Like if me, purple and gold, glasses all the way guy, is going to have a little bit of a tantrum for a day, people that wanted Frank.
We got Verge for this. Yeah, no, the Frank contingency. This is what they want.
Yeah, they're like, if fucking Drink gets here,
the second we are down to Clemson in that opening game, so can't even win at home.
Get his teeth out of here.
I kind of, and like you said, we'll float back into Lane, but I kind of started imagining a little Michael Van Buren, Lane Kiffin.
Van Buren's gone.
Little bit of offense.
If Lane Kiffin comes here, half of this roster is going to look completely different.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to look different, but I feel like Van Buren might be the guy.
No.
Who do you think he's going to bring in?
Anybody. A lot of people.
I don't know.
A lot of people.
He sees a lot of Trinidad in Van Buren, I think.
I think if wherever Lane Kiffin goes, let's put it that way. I really think if Lane Kiffin goes to Florida, he's going to get whoever he wants. He goes to LSU, he's going to get whoever he wants. There is going to be
Eli Holstein,
a mountain of transfer portal requests if he goes to LSU. So that's the only reason why I'm like, hey, let's pump the brakes on Van Buren. I don't know if this cat's going to have a spot if the hype around the Kiffin hire is what I expect it to be. If that is a possibility to ever happen, it's a possibility. Do I think it's going to happen? No.
Yeah. We can circle back, though. I mean, I agree. Drinkowitz, I think, is
that's the floor.
The floor.
That's
I
the
completely
floor.
agree.
I think there are tiers to this that we need to get through before we get to Drinkowitz. And all of them, in my opinion, I'd be excited about.
I'd be super amped for Dillingham.
Kenny Dillingham is the number 2.
Yeah, yes, I would be pretty pumped if that dude's rolling into Baton Rouge.
And just to clarify, our number 2, like if we're setting up an NCAA dynasty right now where we have coaching hierarchies,
maybe Clark Lee can be defensive coordinator.
We have no idea. We have no idea if Kenny Dillingham is even being talked to. I have been studying these boards for some time.
Yes, of course.
You know, Chicken talks a lot about Dillingham, and one of his last few, and Chicken's the owner of the website that turns out all the rumors. He was
Chicken and Dillingham.
I love it for somebody that is filling in. Chicken and Dillingham.
And look at that, a reporter I know. There we go, Tiger droppings.
Sounds
not
like
that
a hell
far.
of a fast food like chicken strip place.
Yeah,
Chicken and Dilly.
Yeah.
No, he's been moving. Like one of his last posts was something like, "We need to start talking about 2, 3, and 4." You know, starting with Dillingham, and then he put in there that he's talked to a reporter that interviewed Dillingham, and he was saying that, you know, if LSU ever has an opening one day, this is the guy they need to go after. He's the next big thing in college football. I really like Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah.
And I think if we are looking for a very smart, offensive minded, you know, full of energy, fiery, motivated, young offensive hire, it's Kenny Dillingham. And I think one of the biggest pieces is perception of the program.
Yeah.
You right now, and perception is reality in this world that we live in of instant media, instant news, etc. Brian Kelly turned us into the laughing stock of the last 4 years, and they hate you.
Yeah.
Like people are actively rooting against us making a good hire. Anything that comes out of the program, it is spun into a comedic theme for the negative. And it all started with Brian Kelly, with family, with dancing on Howard or Walker Howard, whatever.
Danny Lewis, baby.
We lost Barstool, right? Big Cat and the boys loved O, right? And the exposure that obviously Joe Burrow and the team gave to us was ridden by everybody, and they loved it. They loved the coach, etc. I think Dillingham immediately flips that back on.
I agree.
If you listen to any of, you know, Pickham's podcast, whatever, and I'm not saying we have to be loved by Barstool Sports. What I'm saying is you're going to have a generation of kids that are flipping and transfer portal guys and NIL, this, that, and the other. It's all about the perception. And if the media is dominated by positivity of LSU hiring a young, fiery coach that they all love, because he's kind of out of control at times on the sidelines. And I think that's something that we kind of miss as well. I think that's a huge win for LSU. Now, to the actual on the field aspects of this guy, this dude was like a GA, a grinder, somebody that was always did news break.
Shane just said Ross Dellinger dropped an update, but I'm looking at his Twitter and it's CFP bracket.
Shane, if you were
CFP
Shane,
chair,
if
top
you're
15.
derailing this right now.
And then 4 hours ago, last Tuesday, Kiffin had been internally handled really well. So I don't know.
Dropping something. I don't know. Tell us what he's dropping. Why don't you tell us what?
Why don't you just tell me what movie you're trying to see? I dropped that at work.
Hold on, Kiffin update from Dellinger. Here it is. Is LSU offering Kiffin more than Florida and Ole Miss? Sure. But what's $1 million here or there? It is believed that all three programs stand to pay him at least $11 million annually in the deals that stretch at least 6 years. In Baton Rouge, Kiffin's contract would likely make him, at the very least, tied with the highest paid coach in the country, Kirby Smart, at $13 million. That also includes around $30 million guaranteed for the roster, rev share, and NIL. Ross Dellinger. Okay. So obviously there are numbers out there. There is contracts being floated. The offers have been made. He's weighing his options. We know this. Yeah. It's confirmed. We now have details from Ross. So
no, I can agree too. Someone in the chat put, I'm not super excited about paying Drinkowitz $10 million. And I think that's fair.
Right.
I think that
the
is very
money
fair.
part of it. Cause he's already
making
making
my money.
Yeah, but that just digs us a further hole.
If we're doing that, then there's like a $12 buyout.
Yeah. So
like $3 combos.
Let's go back to Kenny.
Yeah.
let's go through Kenny's lineage here, because I think a lot of people, oh, he's 35. He made,
kind of just burst, quote unquote. You feel like he just kind of burst on the scene, and that's not necessarily.
so Jonah, look up Kenny Dillingham and go to his wiki. And so let's take a peek at his
There you go.
jobs. And so we'll just talk through
Born in
this.
1990.
Okay, so stay right there. Yeah, he's our age. Go to the right.
right.
Go to the right to the coaching years. So right here, you look at, he was a high school coach.
This Zoom is incredible. Grant would have us on 4-point
Holy
font, and
cow,
Mike would be
yeah.
like, "Zoom in." He's like, "No, I'm trying. I'm trying. It's good. It's Chrome."
No, he would tell me like, no, it's good. It's good. I can see. Chaparral High School OC and quarterback coach. Then he is a, I don't know, offensive assistant or analyst.
Yeah, analyst.
For a year at Arizona State. Apparently at this time, he's begging Mike Norvell, right? The story goes that like he is just like, hey, like submitting plays to him, going in his office, and he tells him one day, you know, or he asks him, he's like, if there's ever an opening for a GA spot, whatever, can I please have it? And he's like, oh, sure, kid. And then he ended up being like, hey, it's open, it's mine. Whatever, something like that. Got him a chance. And then at Memphis, he's a GA. And then immediately Norvell's like, all right, you're my quarterback's coach. And then the next year, you're my OC, right? So at Memphis, that offense in 2018 was sick.
That was what got Mike Norvell the Florida State job.
Exactly. So then he goes in 2019 to Gus Malzahn's Auburn, where he coaches up a freshman, Bo Nix. So he's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach there for 1 year, the 1 year that Bo Nix was good.
Best quarterback in the NFL.
You remember that, 2019. But someone like Gus Malzahn being like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull in this young gun offensive coordinator. Mike Norvell loves him, etc. Goes back with Norvell 20 and 21. And then this is the one that really jumps out to me, right? You make a splash hire. Dan Lanning is the big dog in Oregon, a defensive minded guy that needs to put full trust and autonomy into a guy. He picks this young up and comer out of Florida State, brings him up with him, and they dominate in 2022 offensively. Bo Nix all of a sudden is good again.
Yeah.
While he's at Oregon, right? You've got Bo Nix, you've got Bucky Irving, you've got all these dudes, and he knows what to do with them. And they have a really good season that year. Gets the Arizona State job, goes there, rebuilds them for a year. Second year, I think they lose one game, make the playoffs, and battle it out with Texas.
Lost to Texas
in the playoffs, but a guy that is obviously working his ass off to get to a position to be successful. I think it's the way he approaches the game. It's not just, oh, well, look at the statistics of his wins versus losses. You're going to get lost there and never like the guy. I think you have to pay attention to him and actually think, I like this fit.
Now
I'm gambling on his rise, and I want LSU to be the beneficiary of that gamble.
Yeah. You know, Nick Saban wasn't Nick Saban when you go to Michigan State. Les Miles was a up and comer Oklahoma State guy. You know, it's like all of a sudden out of nowhere, you feel like you have to go get the biggest name ever. And that's not really kind of how it works normally. No, but I look at this and, you know, you go through that. And there's such a part of me that would rather this than have to fucking deal with Lane tweeting and stuff. And you know, I've been dick riding the Lane guy since this podcast.
I've been thinking about this. If Lane gets the job, like I feel like I have to carry you around the office. I'm gonna have to put you on my shoulders because you're gonna be. This is your guy.
I don't want to hate Lane like you just said with Frank Williams.
I'm happy that we get your guy because I would do anything right now, anything you name it, to get Lane.
I don't want to have to hate Lane in 3 years when we get boat raced by Alabama and all of a sudden he's tweeting and shit the next day. Like,
I know
there's just that part of me that does it. And I never really thought about it. And Grant mentioned it on the podcast, like probably right after Brian Kelly. And it's like, I don't necessarily want a character. I feel like we keep getting characters. Les Miles, maybe we didn't know what type of character he was, but then you go into Ed Orgeron and, you know, Brian Kelly, people didn't like his character very much.
Kenny's kind of a character.
I guess maybe.
But I think we have to define, like, do you want a guy that's just in the shadows and is vanilla?
No, I don't know. I kind of really want Dillingham.
Dillingham's great. And I would love to have Kenny Dillingham. I would love to have, I would just like to have that experiment and be like, you know what? We tried the young up and coming offensive guru type of route.
For not 17 million a year.
And it crashed out, and we got rid of him after a few years because it was evident it wasn't going to work. Right. I think it's going to work. And they came out of nowhere. He came out of nowhere. But here's the deal. And I get it. He's at Arizona State. People are like, he's home. He's never going to leave that place. No one has that type of ascent.
And then just stays for 30 years.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what? I'm 35. I'm at my spot.
Yeah.
I'm great at what I do, but could do better at other places with better resources, but I'm going to build it here.
I did my job and made this school I love relevant.
So it maybe is it too early to convince him of that? Maybe. But one day
it's so
we're going to be looking around and being like, damn, fucking, of course he goes to Ohio State when it finally opens up and he's the guy. Like somebody's going to get Kenny Dillingham one day.
Yeah.
And he's going to be very good at a big school. Is LSU going to actually take that gamble early? I think there's enough people that are advising this coaching search that's an option. That's certainly there. I think the question now goes to who's after that?
Frank Wilson? No, who is after that?
There's a couple names that you can throw out there. Is Summerall an option if we find out this week that Lane's staying in Ole Miss?
I still think it would be Drinkowitz before Summerall.
Yeah, that's true.
I know no one said it in like 2 weeks since there was just like one tweet saying that people were upset with Heupel, but there's just something deep down in me
that's the next name.
That his name is being not talked about enough, and it's just like there's just something in me that believes that like it could end up being Heupel.
It's Heupel if like I feel like they would probably go after Heupel before Dillingham.
Yes, I agree.
If it's an option,
SEC knows what he's doing. Yeah,
if it's an option, they're going to go after Heupel. Would I rather Dillingham?
Yes.
Like if it was, my money to spend, whatever, and try, I would try Kenny Dillingham. I think Josh Heupel, if the rumors are true that Tennessee is mad at him right now, and the AD has talked to him about his performance. And
I just don't think that's true. But
and the rumors of him being like just kind of checked out at Tennessee and wants a new challenge because of him not getting along with administration. If that is real, then you do have an opportunity to be like, hey, well, LSU will take you and this is what we'll give you, right?
Wouldn't it kind of piss you off if you came into Tennessee when they've been a dumpster fire for as long as you could be back, even like back when Heupel was playing was the last time Tennessee was relevant. You get them to a playoff, and all of a sudden now you're just seeing the fan base. Like that's a you're spoiled situation right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And I think that Heupel can recruit. Like, I don't know.
He's got he's got a 5-star quarterback like every year or something.
Pretty much every year he gets a 5-star quarterback. I liked his attitude towards Liam Anala.
Yeah.
He told him to kick rocks, right? I don't need to do this with you. Now, I think that kind of hurt the team a little bit this season, but I think they can build for the future. And he's got another 5-star quarterback about to sign with him.
Not anymore.
He's pulling the number one receiver in the country that was committed to us, the kid from Mississippi.
Yeah.
He pulled him up to Tennessee, obviously had some Adidas deal, but nonetheless, the dude knows how to coach an offense. He's got SEC history now. I think it would be a great hire for LSU. I have no idea if that's a possibility. If it is, it would be almost like a Brian Kelly sneak attack of like, I didn't even know this was an option.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I think after that, though, we need to start discussing the possibility of circling back to Lincoln Riley.
I know you've been on this for a little bit.
I think it's a possibility. And I need to come to grips with it. If it's a possibility, I'm not going to be that upset about it.
Yeah.
I would take Lincoln Riley over Eli Drinkowitz.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
If we go back, like he's potentially going to make the playoffs now.
Isn't it nuts that like, when was the last time, and granted, I'm not locked into game day every Saturday morning and stuff, but like, when was the last time you heard any like USC chatter?
But they're 8-2.
No, I agree. I mean? They're like,
it's just kind of there. And that's the only problem I have with Lincoln, though, is like there's a lack of pop. There's a lack of physicality from the team. Great offenses. Yeah. He'll score points. He'll develop quarterbacks. But what happens on defense? And I think that's where you start thinking, well,
Keep Baker.
LSU's going to find a way to have a defense, right? Like
You would have thought that a few years ago.
that's the only catch-22 is like, yeah, it's LSU, but shit. Until Baker, and even still, it's like we're up in the air on the defense, right? I don't know. I think Lincoln could work. We'd have to workshop that a little bit more, but I think he's there.
Do you think Frank and
I think he's on a list that we're talking about. I think the next one, go ahead.
I just do you think that Frank Wilson and Corey Raymond have like locked positions?
No.
Okay.
I think it depends on who
That's what I was wondering.
Guy is. I think if it's Kiffin, yeah. I think Kiffin comes in, he's like, Frank's my guy. I've already had him on staffs before.
I agree with that.
I don't know about Corey.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think a guy like Lincoln Riley comes in. Lincoln would probably be like, I need all the help I can get.
I wish I could come up with his name, but it would be so funny if we got hyped for Lincoln and then he was just like, what was their defensive coordinator's name forever? I'm blanking on it. That was terrible.
Ash or
started with an A.
I know.
Alex Grinch? No.
Yeah, it is.
Is that
I think it's Grinch.
I think that's right. But what if he was just like, we're bringing him back?
Yeah. No, but you know who would clean house is Heupel. Heupel would probably come in and be like, it's my way. Like, y'all stole me from Tennessee. Like, I'm going to have my guys.
And I mean, honestly, I think that's fair. And I still say to this day that I think it's fair that Brian Kelly came in and completely cleaned house, whether you think you should have gotten rid of Corey Raymond for Steeples, whatever. I do think it's up to the head coach. Like if we're going to pay you 17, 15, 10 million a year, we're not going to tell you what you have to do.
But also, times have changed.
Alex Grinch, look at that.
Grinch, yeah. Also, we live in a time now with general managers. Is Austin Thomas like secured?
I would think it Lane 100%.
But like, is that now not even like maybe there is options for how involved he is on the day to day?
But does that position even fall under football operations?
Exactly. Or is that more of like, no, he works for the board.
Yeah.
He's in charge of NIL. You don't mess with that.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if that's the world we're in already. I think it could be. So I think you get to a point where maybe his influence is like, you don't mess with Frank because we have these recruits on the line for this. He's your running backs coach. Like, deal with it.
Yeah.
You know?
But that is the question with a guy like Dillingham and stuff. It's like, does he have enough connections to be getting elite, position coaches and all this stuff? The dude's young. He's been mostly not in the SEC. So it's like, I don't know. I think there's just so many questions that
who's he going to bring with him? Right? Like, what does that look like?
Are we just transporting the entire Arizona State staff? Like,
maybe, probably.
I don't know.
Probably with Kenny. I don't know. I don't know how that would work, but I think Golish is another guy that if we get down the list.
Lost to Navy, I think. Did they lose to Navy? I know they were losing.
Thought they beat their ass, right?
I thought they were down 8 when we checked it. I don't know. I didn't mean to derail that because one game doesn't matter.
Maybe they did lose. You're right. I think they were losing.
They were definitely losing to Navy when we watched it. I think it was 24-16.
Wins and losses.
I know. I was just trolling. I get it.
I think Golish he's a Heupel disciple, right? He's a young offensive guru type of guy. I like the way they play.
Yeah.
Compared to Lincoln's teams, right? They play very physical. They play 4 quarters of football. Their offense is very innovative. Byron Brown is a dog. I like him a lot. Contrary to the video game, he actually does have another year of eligibility. So he could transfer with him. So you'd have your quarterback. Same with Dillingham with Levitt. Levitt's in the portal now, probably because he knows Dilly's going somewhere. Or Dilly's got somebody that's going to transfer in that's better, and his injury is worse than we think. But nonetheless, I think Golish is an option as well.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind. I think I'd be good with that.
I don't know. Is there any other coaches out there that we feel like it's going to happen?
No.
I've talked myself into really wanting Dillingham over the last week. And even with Lane coming in again, I think Lane would obviously have us right there in the playoffs a lot. Like,
I think Lane's a home run here. I think Dillingham could be too.
Yeah. Dillingham's obviously, I think, a little more of a risk. I think you kind of know exactly what you're getting if Lane walks through that door. And Dillingham, you're like, well, is it going to be a transition? Are we going to need a couple? I think there's more question marks in that, but there's just something about it. It's like, I want that boat.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be tough. It'd be tough for somebody else to get it. and then look back and be like, yeah, we should have pursued Dillingham probably. You know, we had an opportunity to do that. But I think Lane would certainly work now.
I think it'd be fun to hate Lane at Florida.
I just don't want to see him. I don't want to see him build a dynasty in Florida.
No, that would hurt.
Yeah.
But again, let's rattle off Lane's big wins in his career. Georgia, LSU.
Yeah,
we can stop.
I get it. I get it. I just think that he'd make a run.
I agree.
And I would also look at it as he could make a bigger run at LSU. I think the recruits they're going to pour in at Florida, but I do think they would pour in a little bit more at LSU. I mean, you go in the backyard and you've got your guys.
Yeah.
You know, that 27 class, he's got 3 stud quarterbacks, the best quarterback in the country in the city, right down the street.
I just nothing. I don't think Lane could have ever wanted anything more than catching an ultimatum, Egg Bowl ultimatum. Well,
I do think there's an ultimatum.
I don't doubt that, but like, okay, what are you going to fire me?
No. So it's not an ultimatum by definition. I think there is no deal, right? There's no leverage there, but I do think they've sat down and said, like, you have to do this by this date. And he probably didn't say that.
Yeah.
He's probably just like, I got you. Yes.
No, I have don't worry. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Did you not see my tweet this morning
from
my morning meditations?
You'll know. I'm setting all this up to make Ole Miss look better, you idiots. Just be patient with me.
It would be very funny for Lane to stay at Ole Miss and all of these coaches, like the Dillinghams around, they're like, I'm not going anywhere. And they're all the ones that leave, and Lane is the one who just sticks it out. That feels like what the coaching search we're into.
What else we got?
James Franklin, Virginia Tech.
Big hire for Virginia Tech.
Love the hire. Again, as much as I've loved Lane, the opposite end has been my James Franklin take since the beginning of time. I love the hire by Virginia Tech because, I don't know, we kind of grew up a little bit in those like Thursday night ACC games.
Yeah,
and Virginia Tech was
Michael
like,
Vick.
ooh. Yeah, exactly. Like the first like memories I remember, like Michael Vick, and then be like, I've heard his brother's better. Like I've heard Marcus Vick is actually.
That's right.
And that was like before the internet. So like you could just see one magazine.
It was awesome.
At Barnes and Noble, and you were like, that's my guy.
In 07 when they came and played us.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was like, yeah, Virginia Tech, they're pretty good.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. I would love for Virginia Tech to be mildly relevant again.
And I think James Franklin's a good enough coach to do that for them in the ACC. I think the CEO type coach there would work. I think he's going to rally the troops. He'll bring energy. It'll be good there for him. I just had a thought whenever that popped up. It was like, interesting timing, right? When this Lane stuff is blowing up, Franklin's got the Virginia Tech job. Was he waiting on some clarity somewhere else? Because I think Franklin at first was kind of floated out there as like, he might go to Florida.
I think if there was a chance, we wouldn't have had an announcement of James Franklin to Virginia Tech. Now, maybe he took a day or two and held.
Did something happen at Florida to make his agent be like, okay, that's off the table now. Lane's going. And you're down the list. It's over.
I don't know. It feels like a mild stretch to me. I don't know
theory.
I don't know that he was catching the Florida job.
We're working it. No, good for them. First domino down, but really not a domino that was in our game.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. You never know. I think we're just so like scarred from Joe Oliva and all these coaching searches after Les Miles. Like the Les Miles stuff. Is he leaving? Is he staying? Are we going to fire him yet? We finally fire him. It's Tom Herman. We got our guy. We got our Dillingham.
Yeah.
You know,
is Dillingham the next Tom Herman? People are asking.
And then it wasn't. Then it was Jimbo.
Yep.
And then it wasn't Jimbo. And then it was Ed. And we sucked it up. And then Ed left, and it was Lincoln. And then it wasn't Lincoln. It was Brian Kelly. Now it's Lane Kiffin. Is it Lane Kiffin? I don't think we're bought into that just yet. I think last night was a blast.
Yeah.
Right? It was fun, but everyone knew deep down this isn't really happening, though.
Yep.
Right?
I'm with you. I had that exact same feeling. It's like I do love a good flight tracker rumor. I do love that someone's out in the bushes taking pictures. Tweets flying in.
Anytime I get on there and I see a done deal with 400 upvotes within 20 minutes,
you know we're fucked.
But you have to follow. You have to follow. And it's always natural that like right when that hits, another guy comes in. It's like, I heard the same thing. And then 2 days go by, and it's just like, what were all these people doing?
It's insane how fast the news cycle happens because it feel in the terms of like the Twitter world and of news, the whole like Brian Kelly and governors talking that was like 6 months ago in the
Mhm.
world of Twitter. Like that's so far past. He
Uh-huh.
was in Gainesville and it was done deal 4 days ago. Then it's like LSU. It's like I love this. This is what makes college football great.
It is.
It's like we're losing a lot of what college football is at its core. Rabid coaching searches, I think, will never change.
And then, quite honestly, I'm kind of glad tonight was a dud, right? Like, not
Yeah.
much is happening tonight. We got to talk about it.
Yeah.
We got to recap yesterday, predict what's going to happen this week. I think this week is still going to be an active week.
I do too.
And what that means is Lane's going to keep doing this shit. You know, he's going to do another interview.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's going to be on. His ass is going to be on game day, interim production.
That's awesome. That's funny.
I had something. I
What
lost it
else?
reading the chat. Oh, I was giddy for most of the morning on Saturday. Just every time I'd see across the crawler, Mike Elko signing this fat fucking extension,
Down
and they
by
were down
30.
31-3. Like I was just couldn't have been happier.
That was a bad beat for me.
And yeah, Mike,
8 points.
yeah, that was I was watching it the whole time and I knew it was coming. But yeah,
I got the Oklahoma bet though. That was easy. That was cake.
something deep down inside of me just it breaks my heart that Oklahoma every time they fucking play Alabama, they just win.
It's
And
crazy.
every time we play Alabama, it's just like not even close.
Because I don't know if they get up for Oklahoma. And
No, I'm not saying that, but it's like, dude, I very much remember us getting hammered on Bourbon Street with my oldest brother and his
know.
friends and being
You're
like,
right.
you guys don't really know what you're getting into.
Yeah, and
then
Knight.
Trevor Knight just bodies them in the dome. And then last year, you're like, yeah, well, I mean, Oklahoma, you're not very good. Like Alabama, Saban may be gone, but they still got Duke. And it's just like, it
That's why
doesn't
I
fucking
picked
matter.
it. That's why I picked it, because it just happens so many times. Oklahoma just figures it out.
It hurts.
And I think it's more of Alabama just is like, we're not preparing for Oklahoma.
Fine.
We've got
Don't
LSU.
prepare for LSU.
They could have been blindfolded and beat our ass. That's how stupid we looked.
I know. A lot of credit, though, for, I mean,
stupid.
I don't know. Like, we haven't talked much
Thank
about
God
the game
Frank pulled him.
or the team. That was brutal. But the team is playing hard. Like I got a lot of respect for those dudes in the locker room. Whit Weeks already said that he's coming back when Lane signs his deal. So
Yeah, I hope so. Do you think that has any pull whatsoever?
no.
Well, the reason he didn't go to Auburn was Landry.
No, if we're talking about, I meant like Whit Weeks
No,
being
no.
like, if we're talking about family and
daddy.
like daughter,
Yeah.
100%, 100%, I think that plays into it. But also if you're Lane, it's like the girl's already in college.
Y'all broke up? What
So
the
it's yeah, and it's like to make those type of decisions on like a 1 or 2 year time horizon is just not what you do. If you're leaving a playoff team in Ole Miss, you're not looking at next year or the year after.
Can you imagine the content of just Lane at LSU watching every camera angle of his reactions to shit? Like Whit Weeks breaking up with Landry, and after every missed tackle, you see Lane just like bowing up. Yeah, bowing up at him, tossing play sheets.
Just in the brother's ear, like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. You can go over some games.
yeah, sure.
We done?
Yeah, I'm here for whatever.
So I don't know if Jonah's gonna pull him up or not. You don't need to. I've got him here. Thursday.
Just go to ESPN and then we'll click on
There's games tonight.
Maction.
There is. We've got Akron and Bowling Green, Western Kentucky, Northern Illinois, Massachusetts at Ohio. 3
Go to
games.
at the top in the ribbon. There's an NCAA drop down.
Who doesn't
then just
want to
go to
wear the
scores.
ribbon?
Go to scores. Yeah. And then it's
That's
that
us.
it's that week where every SEC team plays a team that people forget exists until this week. So
Ohio State plays Rutgers. Big challenge.
but again, I just look at this and I say, like, wouldn't it be cool if Virginia Tech was 7-3 playing 8-2 Miami right now?
100%.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be nice for Samford to have won a game or won 2?
Well, they might get their second this week, Mike.
Missouri and Oklahoma. That's your first.
Isn't that crazy that like they have to play a conference game, but everyone else, Georgia's playing Charlotte?
Yeah. But you know, it is what it is. It's a Big 12 game.
No, I get it.
Hold on. Whoa. Go back up. Go back up. That's good right there. What is the line there? -7.5.
-7.5.
Ooh, this feels like a drinker, huh? This feels like a drink game.
Little hangover Saturday. Is this an early 11 a.m. kick, which Missouri and Oklahoma I think are mostly used to, but still?
He sits there and sits at the podium, talks all this mess about how he loves Missouri and he's not going anywhere. He's gonna wake up Saturday morning, look at his wife. He's like, going to make that cheddar.
remember like 2.5.
This is the game that I make my name.
Yeah, be watching tonight, babe.
Pack your bags for Auburn, babe.
You ever heard of the Plains? It is impressive, and I understand that he missed a bunch of games, but it's like also like 2 months ago, John Mateer was the best quarterback on the planet and going to win the Heisman. And it is impressive.
Got hurt.
Oklahoma's 8-2 with their quarterback having 8 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
I know.
Shout out to Venables because it did not. I was thinking he was probably going to more likely be fired this year than being a potential playoff team.
Yeah, he was going to take Dabo's spot. They were going to swap. Okay, you can scroll down. Let's see.
USC, Oregon.
Ooh, love that.
Love that.
9.5, Oregon. Tasty. 230.
Dude, we get a nice Gary Daniels.
That's a good game.
Gary Danielson. Give it to me.
That's going to be a good game. So USC's 8-2, 6-1 in the Big Ten still.
Yeah.
Oregon's 6-1 in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean, Indiana's undefeated. Ohio State's undefeated. And I think there's a few teams that have one loss. So the Big Ten, I think, is still kind of open.
Should be a good game. This will be one where if Lincoln pulls this off.
I think Michigan has one loss in the Big Ten.
If Lincoln pulls this off, the whole board, everyone's going to be screaming that we need to go back to Lincoln Riley and take a peek.
I agree. This is the Lane Kiffin or the Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, this is the Lincoln week.
Yep.
Okay, Syracuse, Notre Dame, nothing's going on there. Kentucky, Vandy, nothing. Arkansas, Texas -8.5.
The Texas Georgia game was interesting because it was not much happening, pretty close. Touchdown, onside kick, game over.
Yeah.
Like that,
that
escalated quickly.
But it looked like it was in hand.
But it was like 10-3.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. And then Georgia scores. You're like, this might be where it is. All of a sudden, the game was over. Like I was watching Florida, seeing if Florida could make a run at Ole Miss. Florida did get fucked on them picking up that flag on the last drive.
Crazy that you pick that up.
Can't pick that up.
Like after you call it, you're just
crazy.
Like, what? Never mind.
Actually, it was
after looking at it again,
and it was blatantly early.
Yeah.
Like it was the most obvious, like early live, and so that was brutal.
And it ended it though.
Yeah, no, that was game over.
Like there was no way you're coming back from that.
It's like Florida should have had one timeout, 2 minutes left at the 20 for a chance to tie the game, which they probably wouldn't have got, but they did get fucked in that. But I'm like locked in, like hoping like, oh, maybe if Lane loses, then that makes it easier, blah, blah, blah. Next thing I know, the Georgia game is completely out of hand.
And then he daps up the corner at the end of the game from Florida. Why did he do that? He
That's
did
what
it because he knows.
Lane is going to piss you off so fucking much.
Like he slapped the dude's hand after. He's like, I'll see you next year. Like they're going to love this shot. You know?
I know.
All right,
I love Lane, but God, I don't want to have to hate him.
Pittsburgh and Georgia Tech. That'll be something. Florida, Tennessee.
I guess there's a few more SEC games than I thought, but still.
I guess Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech's the game, huh? That sucks.
The ESPN. Oof.
And then Tennessee, Florida. Too bad Florida sucks, but Tennessee's only favored by 3.5.
Florida's in every freaking game, though.
Yeah. But aren't they? I mean, they got to be broken.
Yeah.
There was like 5 dudes on the sideline that were just like rooting them on. They're like, yeah, we just quit. Like they had a chance to beat Ole Miss, and they had like half of their sideline just like, yeah, opting out the rest of the season though. Let's go, boys.
Good luck out there.
So yeah, I don't know. Tennessee's probably going to crush them.
I mean, we got to have eyes on Arizona State,
Colorado. He better pull it off. Dementia and memory loss have been linked to common habits. Not a good slate. Not gonna
No.
lie, not a good slate. This might be run your errands, get your decorations, get your
Yeah,
pictures
this
in.
is very much do
Yeah.
your holiday decor.
Yeah, make the wife happy this weekend.
And then next week, I would assume
She gets 2 days with you.
Oh shit! Next week is like Thursday games. We got
Mm-hmm.
is it Thursday or Friday? Friday.
Friday, you got the Egg Bowl.
You got
Look at him; he's already there.
Egg Bowl, Georgia Tech, and then Texas A&M.
Texas A&M on Friday is that's gonna be wild. I'm gonna be with the in-laws. I've got someone representing both schools during dinner. It's gonna be crazy.
And then Saturday, you're gonna have Ohio State, Michigan.
Arizona State, Arizona is also that night.
Ooh.
Get to see Kenny. They're not doing great this year. He's on his third quarterback, but it's okay.
I think LSU, Oklahoma's the 2:30 game was announced at that point.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bloodbath. Ohio State, Michigan,
Vanderbilt,
11-5.
Tennessee. We're not going to be watching because we'll probably be watching the LSU game, but
That's gonna be a good one.
Pavia's last stand. Isn't it crazy that they're like sitting there potentially a playoff team right now?
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Alabama, Auburn.
That's gonna be fun. That's it.
And then we're done.
And then we're done. Then we know who our coach is.
Bowl games don't matter at all.
By that point, we'll be looking at the future.
Lane will be in town.
I don't know. Can't call it. But we're scoping it out. That's why we're in camo. Also, speaking of camo, shout out to Spencer at our buddy at the Duck Club.
Yeah, my
got
guy.
Got this hat made for me.
I love
the
that.
Muscadine Duck Club. Love the hat. Thank you, Spencer. I don't know if you listened to the entire episodes. This probably should have happened earlier. But shout out to you. Shout out to Lettuce Media in Pallet, North Shore. For
Yeah,
letting
we
us
did a
use
bad
the
job of shouting out. You
studio.
got into the Tiger droppings immediately.
Yeah, I was firing on all cylinders, shooting from the hip. And thanks, Jonah, for running the board.
Yeah, crushed it, Jonah.
Absolutely.
You haven't said anything.
I'm here for the ride, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a better technical guy than
What happened
Grant.
to your
I think
camera?
we've seen that. I took it off.
Okay.
But
I saw him move it and it never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you filling in.
No, I had
Absolutely.
fun. I don't think we need to drag this out for 2 hours like we normally do. People are like, you didn't even fucking pod last week. You're gonna give us 52 minutes?
52 minutes sucks. No, we'll be back again. I listen, we're gonna have news break.
I was gonna say, I feel like by the time we record again, we're probably gonna know who our coach is.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We didn't break any news.
None.
We don't know what's going on. But I feel like
Which means something's gonna happen in like 15 minutes.
15 minutes, you might get some news. Tomorrow morning, you might get some news, but at least you got a good fan reaction. New intern for head coach, fire Grant. He's gonna love that.
I know it's the middle of the morning.
We
where
didn't even
Grant
read
is.
through these. We should probably Eric Morris at North Texas, Sark rumors. The Sark rumors are interesting, right?
Yes.
What's going on there? Is it the same song and dance? Sark is who Sark is.
Yeah, I did see a tweet today that someone went and pulled a like 4-year-old clip of Sark being like, look, if we're sitting here at this same time in 4 years with 3 losses, like, yeah, now I'm worried.
Yeah.
And that made me laugh.
Eric Morris at North Carolina. I haven't really dug too deep into him. Everyone loves him. I just think that's a pull. Like we're going deep in the list here.
I'm not saying anything about this dude. If you're gonna do that, I think you have to give Frank Wilson the job. Has nothing to do with the guy at North Texas.
I'm
I
smoking
get it.
crack. Oh, because of Lincoln.
I haven't seen Odie in the comments in a long time. He's been like original, like ride or die. So shout out to that guy. I don't know. It's just really hard for me to think that we're courting Lane around in private jets and showing his wife stuff. And they're like, actually, the North Texas guy's our guy. It's really hard for me to believe that's a reality in like Verge Osbury's world. Whether I would like it or not, it wouldn't win anybody
but that's
over.
That's an altar move. That is meaning we got left at the altar.
Yeah.
By Lane Kiffin because we just.
But then again, I think you take Summerall in that point, like at that.
Summerall's gone at that point.
He's at Auburn.
Summerall,
Arkansas
is at Ole Miss, Auburn, Arkansas.
Ole Miss will be open, obviously.
Yeah, like something that'll have. Summerall's gone.
We live in a world where Pete Golding could be the head coach of Ole Miss.
Could be, could be. There was a flight from Hammond.
There was a flight from Hammond.
We don't know anything, but hopefully some of our takes here landed with you. We had a really good time though.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. We'll be back in a week or so.
Yeah, over and out. Now you hit the song and fade it in loud. Low to high.
That was a good fade.
That's a good fade.
Oh, goodness.
Love it when you find a good barber. Now crank it all the way up.
Yeah.
And cut off